okay for you to get overwhelmed at the beginning of starting something great. But you know something? Don't stay there. Keep moving. Welcome to Flip the Pages. My name is Ayodele Taiwo, and Flip the Pages is my YouTube channel dedicated to book reviews. I am a bookpreneur. I enjoy working with books. I enjoy writing books. I love reading books. I love talking about books. Everything about my life is centered on books and nothing but books. On today's episode, I'm here to talk about yet another interesting book that I've taken time to read, and I want to discuss the treasures that I got from that book. I do believe that books contain amazing treasures. If you want to be wise, read. If you want to be knowledgeable, read. If you want to understand the culture of other people, read. If you want to understand diversity, read. This saying that readers are leaders is quite true. This is the second episode of the Atomic Habits series, and last week we discussed something vital, and that is how to start great things. We talked at length on how to get great things done, how to start from the very beginning until you get it done. And today is going to be a continuation. Today I'm going to take it up from where I stopped on my last video. This is the title of today's video is Get Unstuck, Achieve Great Things. Everything that I'm going to talk about, I got from this wonderful book. The title of the book is Atomic Habits and it's written by James Clear. You will do well to get a copy of this book and make it a personal belonging. Let it sit pretty well in your library. What do I mean by get unstuck, achieve great things? I know that on several occasions we start with the intention of achieving great things, and along the line we get overwhelmed and we quit. Along the line, something that we never bargained for, came up and discouraged us from continuing in our quest to achieve great things. Today, I want to encourage you to get unstuck so that you can achieve great things. It's okay. Let me start from this point that it's very okay for you to get stuck. It's very perfect for you to get tired at a point in time. It's very okay to think that you cannot do that, you cannot achieve that. I've been there before. I've been a victim of imposter syndrome. When you feel like I'm a fraud, I can't do that. That's not meant for me. I don't have the capacity to achieve that. I want you to know that because you desired to achieve great things in the first instance, it's enough to applaud you. It is quite commendable for you to have that vision to move forward, for you to have that vision to do great things. That's quite commendable. It's okay to start longing. It's okay to start longing to achieve something great. It's okay for you to start, on the road to doing something that is quite uncommon, something that is quite inspiring. And it's very okay also at a point to get tired, to just say, you know what, I'm doing this no more. It's okay for you to get stuck. I don't want to go into details about why we can get stuck. We can get stuck for a lot of reasons. We can get stuck because we got tired at a point in the journey. We can get stuck because at a point we feel that we are not up to the task. We can get stuck at a point because probably people saw that we are struggling with what we are trying to achieve and they ridiculed us. Instead of encouraging us, instead of inspiring us, there was mockery coming from people that we so much respect and admire. It's quite okay for you to get stuck, but it's not okay for you to stay right there on the same spot, wishing you never started the journey in the first place. You need to get unstuck in order for you to achieve great things. If you do not progress, if you do not continue with the journey, if you do not make it a point to reach that destination, a time is going to come when you will look back and you will feel you'll be overwhelmed with regret. I want to implore you to get unstuck. Because if you don't get unstuck, if you remain on that spot, if you give in to defeat, if you forget about going after your vision, if you don't run after your vision, a time is going to come and you will look back in regret. You will tell yourself, I wish I never stopped. I wish I had someone to cheer me on to continue the race. I wish there was someone encouraging me to pull through. When you see other people who have similar visions like your own, who are shining, when they get to the end, to the destination that you are seeing currently, your heart could be filled with envy, your heart could be filled with anger. In order to avoid those feelings, I want you to get unstuck for the sake of you. I want you to get unstuck for the sake of other people. You cannot encourage other people to reach the destination that you have never gotten to. You have to get to that destination so that in years to come, you will be an inspiration to someone who is willing to travel on the same road. If you look at it very well, our lives are interwoven. If you look at it very well, there are a lot of things that we are enjoying currently in the world today that was designed, that was brought into existence by people who never gave up. For you to give up means that you have robbed someone coming after you. It means you have fallen short. And I don't want you to have that experience. I'm imploring you to get unstuck today for a lot of reasons. And you may be wondering, how can I get unstuck? Now you are telling me to get unstuck to continue on the journey towards the destination in order for me to achieve great things. How can I achieve that? I'm going to talk about some things that will help you to get unstuck and put you right back on track towards your destination to achieving great things. Let's start with this point one after the other. Let's go. The first thing that will help you to get unstuck is for you to start small. I remember when I was learning swimming, I was all eager, to dive from the point of the veterans, those people that can play so well with the water, that can do all sorts of things, in the swimming pool. I was looking at them like they are giants. I want to be like them. But I was a rookie. I knew nothing about swimming, so I had to start small. I had to start from the shallow end of the pool. Rather than go to the deep end of the pool, I have to start from the very beginning. From first of all overcoming the fear of staying in the water, learning how to hold my breath, under the water, and a lot of other things that will enable me to become a great swimmer. I'm not claiming to be a professional swimmer, but this, what I'm discussing today just brought the memories of when I started learning how to swim before I could comfortably stay there and do something meaningful as far as swimming is concerned. You need to learn how to take baby steps in life. It's okay to have big dreams. It's okay to have giant ideas. But, sweetheart, I want to implore you to start small. You have to start in very little ways. You have to start in bits. You have to start by taking baby steps. I want you to know that there is nothing that you cannot achieve. You can accomplish great things, but you will not get to the point of professionalism. You will not get to the point of becoming an expert overnight. You have to start, you have to learn the rudiments of whatever it is that you want to do. You have to start very, very small. In my journey as a scholar, one of my mentors, he will always tell me one thing: Higher, you are rushing the process. Write few pages. I was eager. I wanted to write things that are, bulky. I wanted my work to be voluminous and loaded. But he kept telling me, start slowly. Just make sure you are consistent. Start in a very little way. Start in a little way so that you will not get to a point where you become easily overburdened and you just quit altogether. If you want to do great things, that's very okay. But I want you to know that there is no way that you can do great things without starting small. You have to start small. You have to start from the base. You have to start from the ground floor. Start from zero, and from there you take it further. That's the first thing. Now, considering starting small, there is something wonderful in this book. Let me read it out very quickly. In this book, I'm on page 7 and I read, the only way I made progress, the only choice I had was to start small. After starting small, the next thing that you have to do is to do it slowly. When you start small, you keep at it. Like I mentioned about learning how to swim and starting from the shallow end of the pool. You continue, you do it slowly. You move from that tiny part of the pool, you move a little bit deeper inside. You move from the 6 feet, you move to the 9 feet. From there, you graduate to 12 feet and on and on and on like that. Continue slowly. It's one thing for you to start small, it's another thing for you to think that because you've started small, that is all there is to be, that is all there is to what you want to achieve. You have to continue, and in continuing, you have to continue slowly. Do not bite more than you can chew at a go. When you start slowly, keep at it, continue slowly, build on it. If you put one here today, place another one on it. In the next few days, place another one. Continue consistently, continue steadily, continue in a very small fashion. Because you continue slowly, because you keep at it over time, it's going to continue to grow. As you continue to grow, you will move from the point of a rookie and you will become a veteran. There is a place for starting slowly, there is a place for continuing in that thing. You continue and you continue gradually. You build one step at a time. You continue to build on it. You continue to increase your capacity for more because you are not giving up, because you are constantly putting more on what you are building per time. If you want to achieve great things, you have to just start. Do not forget, then beyond starting, you have to continue. And how do you continue? You continue, you make it steady. That is, you are regular with it and you do it slowly. Now, what's the next point that I want to talk about? Talking about doing something slowly, I want to read something from this book. I'm going to read from page 15. Small improvements accumulate into such remarkable results. Now, let me read another thing about that on page 22. The task of building a good habit is like cultivating a delicate flower one day at a time. You do it slowly and you move on from there. There is no one who cannot do amazing things. There is no one who cannot accomplish great things. You just have to be willing to start. And beyond starting, you have to be willing to continue to do that thing, not minding the fact that you don't know so much about it at the beginning. As you continue to build on it, as you continue to engage in that thing, before you know it, your muscles will stretch, your knowledge will expand, and you become a pro at it over time. What is another thing that is going to help you to get unstuck, in your journey towards doing great things? There is yet another thing that I got from this book that is going to be beneficial to you in getting unstuck. And that is the fact that you have to develop stickability. What do I mean by stickability? Stickability means that you don't start doing something and you stop doing it for a while and you go back to it. If by the time you go back to it, you will have lost the energy and the little knowledge that you have about that thing. You have to be consistent, you have to keep at it, you have to show up every now and then. You have to show up, you have to keep at it. That's just the way to say it. There is no other way. You just have to keep at it. You just have to do it again and again and again and again and again and again. Even when you feel tired, even when you are not, when there is nothing inspiring you to do that thing. Remember that during the first video I talked about recognizing your goal. The moment that you recognize your goal, why do you want to be great at something? Why do you want to do something great? Once you recognize the goal that you've set for yourself at the initial stage and your destination is clear to you, then you need to also understand that there is no drawing back. There is no point you're going to get to and you say, you know what, at this point I quit. No, you will never do great things if you quit. You will never do great things if you are fond of getting to the middle of something and withdrawing. You have to develop stickability. Let me read something quickly from this book to that effect. Book talking about stickability. I'm going to read from page 7, and it says, changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if you are willing to stick with them for years. You need to get to the point when you don't need anybody to encourage you before you continue on your journey. If you are always waiting for the approval of people, if you are always waiting for someone to give you a pat on the back, I'm afraid to tell you that it may be impossible for you to do great things. You have to get to a point on life's journey when you become self-driven. You have to get to a point when you are the one, telling yourself if you fall down 7 times, you have to be the one telling yourself why you need to get up 10 times. You have to get to the point of knowing why you need that thing and you set your mind to do exactly whatever it means for the job to get done. You need to get to the point of developing stickability in order for you to achieve great things. If you sit down and you interview great people to talk about how they got to where they are, how they were able to scale the obstacles and arrive at the mountaintop, they are going to tell you that they never gave up. They developed something called stickability. And before I continue with the video at this point, I want to say thank you so very much for being a part of this video. Thanks so much for being a part of my book lovers community. I do not in any way take it for granted. I want you to know that peradventure you want to write a book, you want to edit, you want to proofread, you want to write your biography, or you have ideas about a particular thing that you want to write about, but you do not have the time or the expertise to put pen to paper and write such things in a book. That is what I do. Do feel free to get in touch with me. My email addresses are on the screen. I'll be more than willing to work with you as far as book writing is concerned. Let's create magic with your book and let's change the world one book at a time. And also, I want to introduce you to my second YouTube channel. The name of that channel is A Well Watered Garden. If you want content on faith and sprinkles of lifestyle, please check it out. There will be something interesting for you to listen to on that channel. Do not forget the name of the second channel is A Well Watered Garden. Thanks so much, and let's continue with the video. The last thing that I want to talk about that's going to help you to get unstuck in your pursuit of great things is for you to make it satisfying. Whatever you are trying to build, whatever you are trying to achieve, whatever greatness you are pursuing, I want to encourage you to make it satisfying in a way. No matter how hard it is, find some fun, so sprinkle some fun around that particular thing. It will help you to get unstuck. And with that, I've come to the end of the second episode of the Atomic Habits. Don't forget that today we spoke at length about how to get unstuck, and we talked about achieving great things in spite of being stuck. And with that, I've come to the end of the second video. If you've taken time to subscribe, thank you so very much. I do not in any way take that kindness for granted. Thank you so very much, and bye for now.